Let's do a doom scroll. The last day of February. Let's go from my little profile page. See what everybody's talking about. Of course, I know what everybody's talking about. It's not like I haven't opened up X already today, but I'll just spontaneously react to what I see. Grok it instead of Google it. That's an idea. I need to start using the new M4 Mac Mini I got. I'm not opening it. I'm still opening the old one. I'm bad about that. I'll buy something brand new, and it's like I'm worried about using it up or something. I just don't turn it on enough. Doug is really, he's making money on X now. He just had a post where he was saying he made about $700 on X last month, but he got retweeted by guys like Poso. See what he says. I think JD has a lot to get off his chest. He went full rooster in a good way. It needed to be said. It also didn't sound like JD. I think the lack of thankfulness and humility really bothers someone who came from the bottom like the vice president. I still have not seen the movie about his life story. I think it's got one of the last roles of, who is that actress that was in? Is it, he was my boyfriend. I'm trying to bring it back. It was one of the last performances of, oh God. She's great. Razorfist, who I just saw apparently YouTube didn't allow one of his rants, I showed it. It showed up. It was on Epstein Island, and the crappy release of all that unimpressive stuff. Masculinity always feels mean to those who have been surrounded by effeminate men. Masculinity, I think, gets to everybody on the male side in terms of like, where do I find myself in this thing? Do I have to prove I can basically tear somebody's heart out or whatever? I think one of the most masculine things you can give yourself a dose of is get into jiu-jitsu and realize that you can figure out real quickly who all can kick your ass. It's great that way. And it tells you, it's like, okay, well, I guess it's like realizing you are a midwit. It's like, oh, well, damn it, I'd like to be farther down on the right side of the bell curve than I am, but damn it, I'm right at the top waiting for the plunge that would have made life easier if I had a few more points. And if you get into jiu-jitsu, you will find yourself saying, well, I guess I'm just about a half fag. I don't know. It's like, so what? You give it a shot. You'll survive it. Juanita Broderick, she has some firm opinions. It's weird to think about the trauma that Clinton gave her while he raped her. I just saw a photo of Clinton apparently receiving a massage from a real young girl that's apparently real. I think the Timcast show was no. It was the Razorfist rant. And for that fact, there was a lot of people Razorfist was offending on that rant. Zelensky's probably done. If Zelensky goes, so do any protections surrounding Schiff's involvement in Ukraine, which is hilarious. Yeah, Schiff is making himself very visible. I don't know. It may just be, nervous energy. He knows something's going to happen to him some point down the line. We thought Trump picked Vance to balance things out. It turns out Vance has even hotter blood than Trump, which activates in the presence of tyrants. Yeah, I've got to watch that. I've got to make myself watch that. I'm just taking everybody's word for how amazing it was. I don't know why I don't want to watch it. Can someone here please tell us what prevents Kash Patel from going to New York field office and confiscating the files? He is director of the FBI, along with Bongino. I don't know either. I saw, I guess, what must have been a false claim that he had pulled up with a truck and was emptying the place out. Unless Cheryl Atkinson, who is a victim of our intelligence agencies, unless I missed it, DOJ agent, Attorney General, remember what I said about Midwit, was silent today on whether FBI New York met the 8 a.m. deadline to turn over the rest of the Epstein documents. What follows is a good analysis from Grok. What follows? So that's a thread. Let's look at the thread. I don't see no thread. Oh, here we go. It says, you'd expect something official. Possible the documents were delivered quietly. Third, the silence could signal disarray or indecision. Yeah. Well, that's the deal. These people have been in office and been officially appointed for like weeks. I see now this person is saying that I heard they raided the office today. These rumors, fog of war and all that. Marco Rubio tells Scott Presler that Zelensky needs to apologize for wasting everyone's time. I was thinking about Zelensky in relation as an artist. I know this or that going on YouTube. And there was an artist that gave real good digital art instruction tips named Bora Dante. Well, it turns out I didn't realize this until I realized, hey, how come I'm not seeing his feed anymore? And his life got turned topsy-turvy. He was one of these guys that was in the crosshairs on basically being turned into cannon fodder for the sake of this Ukrainian war effort. And he was having none of it. And I think by the time he started rebroadcasting, he was in Belarus or something like that, with having to go through green card issues and all that, but he was doing good. He was he's working for a good outfit, and but he had to hightail it with wife and kid, and it's like you don't think that guy is traitorous or cowardly. He's absolutely right to get out of there. Someone is just trying to have you chewed up for the sake of nonsense that didn't have to happen. You're being used. You're a pawn. Now, Hungary is a good point of sanity in the world, usually. Hungary Prime Minister Orban releases a statement after President Trump's meeting with Zelensky. Strong men make peace, weak men make war. Today, President Trump stood bravely for peace, even if it was difficult for many to digest. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, Hungary is saying, hey, you like your Muslim faith? Stay in the thick of the Muslim faith. We don't need you here. They're just so sane. Got beautiful places, got a nice demographic of homogenous people. Yeah. It'll be gorgeous as long as someone can hold the line against the globalists in the country. Zelensky just gave Trump a golden ticket. Trump has the optics to shut down all aid to Ukraine, turn up the heat into the money laundering, and negotiations with Putin just got easier. Massive turning point. So what happens when you turn something over, when you use somebody because they are a puppet, an easily used puppet, and then you put him in this situation, and he, springs something loose and clatters to the floor. It was going to happen. I think, yeah, Putin. I mean, the Russians are just, they're an awful bunch, but they're these people's border, and you've got to find a way to cope with them. You're not going to be defeating them there. And the fact that we've got these people playing with them as proxies, it's awful. Name a canceled TV show that deserves another season. This looks pretty gruesome. I've seen Hannibal. I don't know if that's Hannibal or not. I think I watched all those. People wanting to know what happened with the ultimatum. That's the deal. You do your red line in the sand kind of stuff, and if you don't get what you want, you got to have follow through on it. Whew. Lordy, the stuff this guy's finding. These guys are freaking out because Elon Musk is. This is on this Joe Rogan show. I got to catch up with it sometime. He's finding the keys. He's finding this payment automation manager is paying out $5 trillion a year, $1 billion an hour. Untraceable bank checks. My God, the generational wealth that must be being drained out of this country for these corrupt politicians, the people in the know. And that's the deal. We want to know, we want to find out who was in the know, who had the ability to turn on that siphon. At $1 billion an hour, though, these people should be, they I guess they've got to hide just how rich they got. That's the deal. The money is sitting there, and they're ready to start living the sort of life that would make them a little too visible, but they have to hold off to an extent on how much they've got. I think there may be some super almost trillionaires out there that have been siphoning it off for real. He's twice refused to sign a minerals deal. It's interesting what's going to happen to Zelensky. You got to figure he's got his go bag packed too, and he's one of the guys that knew where the siphon was. This was our president a few weeks ago. Yeah. Another completely usable proxy for that thing. Elon Musk may be able to do something about Soros. He sure is keeping him in the eye. Yep. I just realized I read something and just I don't understand how to do radio. If everyone upset with Trump and Vance were to send Ukraine $100 tonight, Zelensky would have adequate funding to continue the endless war. You won't because you don't care, and you never really did. No. The whole idea was to get the numbers kicked up and just sit there with a bucket and take your own ain't your own measure out of it. Increasingly obvious they invited him to Washington to humiliate him. Suddenly, a very happy. This is some guy that's all anti-Trump. See, again, I would never have any reference for anything that happened on The View unless somebody conservative wasn't thrusting it at me. Oh, Blumenthal. It was demanding, groveling. That guy. He triggers me. Stephen Miller hit the nail on the head. President Trump defended Americans after years of being fleeced and abused. American hearts swelled with overflowing pride today to watch Trump put Zelensky in his place. That's all they're talking about today. It's kind of boring. Darker, stronger, massy. Oh gosh. Yeah, got to catch up with this Rogan. He's talking about your transparency. Elon worries about America. He worries that it can fall off the cliff and never come back. That's what this X is all about. He wants to get some dialogue going and wants some truth out there, so something gets acted on. Absurd question. Piers Morgan. Elon Musk doesn't wear a suit. Yeah, but Milo. Okay, it says the reporter who asked Zelensky if he owned a suit, Brian Glenn, is from a pro-Trump network, Real America's Voice, and is Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. Wow, he must be something else. He got one of the rare Oval Office interviewer spots after the White House blocked the Associated Press. Do you own a suit? I have to listen to that. Alex Jones, breaking. AG Pam Bondi has proof that disgraced former FBI Director James Brian Comey has been running the Epstein case cover-up and the ongoing hiding of the files. Yeah, his daughter's up to her eyelids in the running of it. A major Trump administration showdown with the deep state is about to climax in the coming days. I guess, now that Joe Biden's comfortably retired, Primetime's been wondering if he still holds a grudge against the friends who cooed him. Thanks to real Donald Trump, we know he's furious at Barack Obama and Speaker Pelosi. The hardest part of a coup isn't stabbing your president in the back. It's finding a good leader to replace the guy you just kicked out. And the Democrats failed miserably. The party isn't just corrupt. They're also clueless, and it's clear they haven't learned a thing since the election. Trump and Elon Musk are leading America into a new golden age, and tampon Tim Walz is still out there shouting about fascists and Nazis. Yep. Be strong, be fearless. Elon is a great consumer and shit poster of his platform. Okay, I'm done. As a matter of fact, it got refreshed in some weird way that It does sometimes. So that's it. That's it for Doom Scroll today.